Hi everyone, my name is Jennifer Krugel. I'm one of the environmental educators from the New Jersey School of Conservation, and today we're going to be doing a stream study to assess the quality of our water. Now, just to be clear, this is not an assessment as to whether or not we can drink the water. There is this protozoa called Artie, and it can give you severe vomiting and diarrhea. So it's not so you can drink it, but it's the overall quality and health of our water that we're looking for. Because all life on Earth depends on water in order to survive.
In order to determine the quality of our water supply, we are going to be looking for benthic macroinvertebrates. Benthic means bottom dwelling, so we need to look at the bottom of our stream and underneath rocks. Macro means you can see it with the naked eye. You don't need a microscope to see it. And invertebrate means without a backbone. These critters are what we call bioindicator species, which means they can tell us about the quality of our water. They can be divided into three categories: Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3 organisms. Class 1 organisms cannot tolerate any pollution in their water system, as they are very sensitive to the contaminants that would negatively impact their water. Class 2 organisms, they can tolerate a little pollution, but not a whole lot. And Class 3 organisms are very tolerant of pollution. It is important to note that tolerance does not mean preference here. You can still find Class 3 organisms in Class 1 waters, but you would not find Class 1 organisms in Class 3 waters.
Hi everyone. So we have 4 tools that are going to be really important to use when you're doing your stream study. The first tool is going to be a nice big wash basin, like so, a hand strainer, and a couple of glass jars, maybe something that you've cleaned out before. Isabel here is going to be helping to demonstrate how to properly look for things in just a little bit. Now, the first thing you want to do is when you get your basin, you want to make sure that you fill it up with nice clean water. This way you are able to see all the critters that you catch at the bottom. If you fill it up with a bunch of water that has a bunch of muck at the bottom of it, you're not going to be able to see what you catch, which is going to be really important later on in the study. So I'm going to go over here. Fill up our basin. Now Isabel, alright, if you would please, you can grab our net. And Isabel here is going to demonstrate. She has great boots on. She's going to demonstrate. Actually, why don't you demonstrate over here? Because I think that would be best. No, there's a lot of muck. Okay. Alright, so Isabel's going to lift up the rock. And she's going to do a nice sweep of her net underneath to see if she catches anything. And then she's going to put her rock back. So she found it. Go ahead, put your rock back. And she's going to bring her net over to our tub. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of stuff going on in here, alright? But we only want to put into our basin the live stuff. So, some things that I want to look for are some things that are small. Do you see anything that's falling around in there, Isabel? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in to our water right now. You see anything else moving around in there? Alright, so just because we don't have anything alive going on in here doesn't mean that there isn't something still living in there. So we want to make sure that we clean out our nets in between uses, back into the water, in case something's living in there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to conduct our study all up and down our stream along the edge here, looking under rocks and things like that. And you're going to help me out. We'll see what we find. We have found underneath this rock here, they're really hard to see and really hard to tell, but believe it or not, there is a tiny benthic macroinvertebrate right here at the bottom, and I'm going to just try to gently coax it up and put it into our bucket. And that right there is a mayfly larva. Now you can tell the difference between a mayfly and a stonefly by their tail. So this mayfly larva has 3 prongs to its tail. So if we put our fingers like that, it means M for mayfly. And if it has only 2 prongs to its tail, that's for stonefly. All right. So the way animals breathe underwater is they actually take O2 or dissolved oxygen out of the water. The reason is because if they took the O out of the H2O, we'd be only left with H2, which is hydrogen. So they actually have to create what they call dissolved oxygen. So anytime there's moving water of any kind, that actually adds dissolved oxygen. So if you have a fish tank at home or anything like that, that's actually creating dissolved oxygen for your animal to breathe underwater with their gills. So this guy doesn't feel like he has enough dissolved oxygen, so he's actually doing what we call doing push-ups. And he's actually creating his own dissolved oxygen in the water. And so as you can see his little gills that are going down the side of his body. And that's how he is able to breathe underwater.
Going back to our benthic macroinvertebrate sheet in order to determine our water quality, we can determine and come to the conclusion as of right now that our water quality is very good. The reason being is we were able to catch water pennies, stoneflies, and mayflies. We even saw a couple caddisfly larvae that were attached to the bottom of rocks. So therefore, we have determined that our water quality is very good, as these animals are very susceptible to any type of pollution or contaminants. However, as good biologists would do, we should go back out more than once a season in order to determine if our results are consistent throughout. So I want to thank you all for joining us today with our stream study. I hope you are inspired to go out and maybe explore your own streams and see what you find. Just do it responsibly and make sure that all your critters wind back into the water at the end of your survey. Enjoy!